I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Okay, guys, Trivium the Phalanx. Let's go. Wow.
And
Love it.
You guys are bad motherfuckers. Holy shit.
What?
Oh man. Damn. That is like
Wow.
an autobiography.
Wow. That was a really good song. When this one was like toward the tail end of it, I was like, oh, they should have some female vocals. Like some real spooky kind of high-ish
yeah,
ones. That would have
yeah.
really like just
That
taken it
would've been
friggin' next
sweet.
level.
That would have been sweet.
You know what I noticed? So like with our band, you'll say, are you going to add anything to this? Like with as far as vocals go? But I think for me, I have to have all the other stuff completed. Because for this, it was very easy to see there needed to be some vocals going up and stuff like that. But I don't think that I'm good at working with skeletons. Like, you can envision the entire song. So you're like, yeah, but we could just do this. I can't envision it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what I'm...
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Dan and I have...
I know, you guys are like...
Yeah, I have relationships with some people in
Two peas in the same miserable four
forum.
pod.
And I appreciate all of them. But
Dan knows the struggle.
well, it's like that theologian said, there's community and communitas. And communitas is the
Shared
kind
experience.
of unity that happens because of shared suffering. And I always try to. We have a lot of things in common in regard to
Yeah, I can see that.
relationship issues and things of that nature. And it's tough, because as a guy, you're not, even the way like he was presenting it, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of rah, but I mean, it's really, he's hurt in the song. You're talking about bridges burned and things like that, but you're not gonna do that as a dude, especially dudes like me and Dan. You know what I'm saying? Because Dan, he's a hard motherfucker. He's a gangster. So, but I think songs like this can I think they're healthy, and I also think sometimes they might not be, because sometimes you just need the purity of the emotion. Sometimes it's not good to convert the emotion. I think sometimes you have to convert the emotion. So when I say convert the emotion, what I mean is, this happens especially with men, especially with alpha male types like Dan. It's like you're hurt, and being hurt feels like a weak feeling, and so you convert the hurt into anger so that you can feel empowered. And so I feel like there was some vulnerability here, but there was a lot of mixture of the anger, which of course the anger is valid. I just think at some point being able to say, yeah, I'm just hurt, plain hurt, period, which Dan is like that. I'm not talking about like him specifically. I'm talking about people who've been in really, really bad situations. You could wrongly interpret it as, oh yeah, just convert all your pain into anger, and then rah. And I hear a lot of people say that, and I get it. I just don't think it's
The best way to handle it.
It's not the best way to handle it.
It's interesting. I've kind of heard you say this, like when you talk about stories of your life, or even when you're going through difficult times, you basically say this in different varying forms.
What,
one against all.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, I'm at the point where now I'm like, well, I like it that's the way I like it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, how can I say that? You're on a YouTube channel, these people.
Yeah.
You guys, people support you.
I think it's how you feel. I don't think it's reality.
I felt that way a lot. I felt that way a lot growing up. I felt that way a lot growing up. I felt that way a lot. I mean, I had other emotions. Like, the biggest thing in my adult life prior to you was just loneliness. I was just really, you know what I'm saying? I was just a really lonely person.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but I mean, lyrically, if you look at the lyrics.
Within the thrill, amidst the kill, one against all, soon blood will spill. We cannot wait to make your pain. We are the burn inside your brain. Hurting the weak to fire, scorching the fleeing liars. Witness the dying saboteurs? Carcasses washed upon the shores. Don't let this take me, split me wide open, rip me from the stars. Burn the bridge, take the ash, scatter deceptiveness. So is this a relational song, or is this like literally talking about a war? We're the ones who led the way.
Hey, Abigail, say hi to your dad.
You know what's interesting?
That's cool. Rock and roll. Happy Halloween. I appreciate it.
Oh, Fernando.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice
Shout out
to meet
Fernando.
you. That is nice to meet you.
Hey, guys, everybody be nice to Ryan. Don't jump on him.
I heard your,
It's a free speech environment. Let him have his opinion. Don't jump on him, guys. Go ahead.
I heard your brother got to go to a Slipknot concert. Lucky.
Yeah.
So is this a relationship song? First of all, I wanted to say, when he said one against all,
Yeah.
that's interesting, because you could say one against all or all against one.
But you're saying,
He's saying, look, I am against everybody.
that's okay, Goth Mama. Just unboot him. It's okay. Look, if somebody's talking shit about me, Mom, just leave it. Just leave it. It's when they talk about her.
I don't know if she can't unboot him. I can, though.
It's when they talk about her or somebody in our community, then I want you to boot him. But if it's me, if somebody's like mad at me or talking shit about me, just leave him. It's okay. It's okay. You have nothing to apologize for, sis. It's all good. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's that guy. His name is Ryan, and he's got like a red thing.
Yeah, I'll get him.
He's your Ryan. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
he wouldn't have said. I don't know what he said, but
Yeah, that's what he says. When I first listened to this song, I felt like it was about my life. Yeah, and even to the point where he was saying like, basically he had a martyr complex, and now he sees the emptiness in that as well. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's a martyr complex, but you know, I was in situations. I was like, okay, I'm willing to die over this shit. Like I genuinely made decisions. Like I'm willing to die over this, mm-hmm. But that was a choice I made. Mm-hmm. That doesn't make you a, you know. But when you're young and you hear all these stories, like you want to be a hero, blah blah mm-hmm. blah, and you don't realize that when you're doing normal things that you're supposed to do, it's not heroism. It's like those people that were trying to call that guy, you know. Oh
yeah.
He's so good to us. But it's like, come on, man. Like you're just doing your obligation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so for me, like relationship wise, before you, you know, I think people could pretty much put together. I had it pretty rough. You know, there were a lot of nights where you slept with one eye open because Shorty had an entire bevy of ailments and mental issues. And I just knew, here we go. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, stop the presses. I am here. Goth is a gangster. She don't give any fucks. Well, I try to help you guys. I try to like give you an exception for me, but it's Goth's show, so we're just here visiting. So, don't diss people. Stop dissing on people right now. Okay, we're the ones who led the way. This path to hell and misery, an endless war, a hollow cause. When we all die, we'll see no gods. Herding the weak to the fire, scorching the fleeing liars. Witness the dying saboteurs. Carcasses washed upon the shores.
Don't let this take me, split me wide open, rip me from the stars. That part I was like, ah.
That's such a good line. Rip me from the stars. Like, look, man, like I'm up here right now. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm up here. I'm not gonna let you.
Yeah.
You're beneath me. That's how I interpreted.
Well, yeah, he said it was him against everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he has that mentality where it's like, look, I'm up here. Don't take me from this.
Yeah. It's a weird thing with human nature, man. Like people, like you always want to tear people down. Like, it's weird, and then like the same people you build up, they always want to tear them down. Build up LeBron James. Oh, he's gonna be the next Michael Jordan. Oh, now you're tired of LeBron James. Build up Tom Brady. Oh my God, mm-hmm. Now you're tired of Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. It's like it's unreal.
Yeah. Yep.
It's unreal.
When he says, "I'm the source of your hate, only yourself to blame." So there's someone that I think lots of reasons why I could be very angry and have hate in my heart toward this person. Because I'm not good with people doing things and hurting children and making children sad and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I have certain feelings toward this person. But then like, as of late, I'm like trying to be honest with myself to say, yeah, I really strongly don't like this person. But at the end of the day, like,
you know, I just had a thought.
It's what? We're back. So, at the end of the day,
Come on,
I
realized schedule program.
I realize that's it. Only yourself to blame. I think that all of us that have hearts full of hate have to recognize that we are the ones. Like, yes, people can do things to us that is reasons why we could hate them. But at the end of the day, some situations you have to remove yourself from those situations, and you cannot let that, you know, strange as it is, the person that bugs me was the one who was like, because I said, like, I'm very angry with you, and they were like, you know, that's going to create a prison for you and stuff like that. I'm like, well, you're not the one to tell me that, is what I was thinking. But I was like, well, I mean, they're right. It does feel like a
yeah.
prison. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like that is how hate runs. Like at one point it can feel like it strengthens you or your anger and stuff, but at the end of the day, you know, when it's all said and done, it's like that song we listened to from the stream earlier where it was talking about the demon stuff. Like, you know, you let it in and it keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse until you're in a world of hurts.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
you have to sometimes you have to remove yourself from certain situations, or you can't be around certain people because it's just not working for you guys. But at the same time, you can't let yourself be full of hate. You've got to find a way to let past things go and just don't let yourself continually be a victim.
So you took that person's advice?
Oh, I told them that they were right. I said, look, I understand that the reason that I'm
take
so...
the advice.
Yeah, but take it in what sense? Like, I mean, I think yes, because I told the person,
Right.
look, I'm angry with you, but I recognize that is not all of you. Like, yeah, you've done some shitty things. Like, let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
But simultaneously, like, I'm allowing myself to be angry and whatever. So I guess I took it because I was honest with that person to say, hey, look, it's not all you. You know. But,
Yeah, I'm seeing so much growth in you in that I couldn't, you know, I wanted to talk to you about it, but you'd have gone trick-or-treating. Okay, Ryan is back. Excellent. For my specific case, Dan says, I felt that like
Aw.
that with Shorty when she hates me in the I'm like, bitch, you only have yourself to blame. Yeah, I mean, some people, you don't like most people, BC. I bet most people like you. You're just a ray of sunshine, especially here in this form, brother. Yeah, but like,
so
the
you
whole
just...
thing about blame, like there's...
For my specific case, I have felt like that with Shorty when she said that she hated me. I'm like, you only have to blame yourself.
You don't want to blame yourself.
Yeah.
I talk, you know, I talk a lot about self-pity in our house. Mm-hmm. It's a sin in our house. And we're going to call
Oh, yeah,
you.
for sure. Yeah.
We're going to call you on it. Well, specific
Yeah.
self-pity, like when you're the wrong one.
Right.
When you're the wrong one, and then you try to gaslight everybody, manipulate everybody, feeling bad for you.
You go through, you slap everybody in the face, and you're like, oh, my hand
Yeah, my
hurts.
hand-
How could
yeah.
you guys have hurt my hand with your friggin' faces?
Exactly.
Okay, no.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, and so when they get the consequence, it's like, oh, you know, they're crying all this, and he's upset or he's angry. It's like, it's not even that intense. It's like, you know, wash the floor or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I know.
come on, dude, suck it the
It's,
fuck up.
it's,
But like, self-pity, we don't do that. We don't allow that. Anytime that happens, it doesn't matter. You're getting got up on that
I
shit.
think that the difficult thing is, you know, the kids have been through a lot, you know, with their mom leaving years ago and all the extras. And, you know, Vinny talked about how the relationship was intense. And so I think that the kids have been through a lot. You've been through a divorce and I've been through a divorce. And both of our situations previously had some extra elements to it that make them particularly, you know, horrific. I guess you could say. So there's so many reasons why we could feel bad for ourselves. But when you have 8 people living in the same place who've all been through a lot of things, if everybody's walking around feeling sorry for themselves, you will literally make everybody's lives miserable. Like, all of us have to say, okay, you know what, we've been through hard things, but you know what, we got each other now. And, you know, life is not what it was. Things are different. And
That is a really, really, yeah. Hey. It's not ideal. This is what we have.
Yeah, but it's
Right?
not like I said, we're not still living in the same traumas that we were all in before.
Yeah.
Like, we all have each other and we're trying to progress forward as, you know, as a family and stuff like that. So it's like
I don't want to say like we've moved on, but it's we've moved forward though.
forward.
We definitely have moved forward.
Right.
You know, move on to me means like you're leaving people behind or something like that, or like it's like I'm
Well,
done with you.
I did move on from some people. Lots of people, actually.
Really?
There's a whole group of people, honey, that was completely against me, and now they're all left behind.
Yeah. I don't know that all of them were completely against you, but the vocal ones were, and the other ones were afraid, which makes no real practical difference, right?
Exactly.
But I think like the fear of taking accountability for people's actions is at the root of a lot of the blame game. Like, obviously, when somebody does something wrong, you should blame them.
Right.
But the vast majority of the conflicts that we're having in our marriages and other things has to do with the blame game. And the blame game comes around with a lack of communication and all bunch of other crazy shit. Like, there's not a lot of things that make a relationship work, but there's a lot of things that will kill a relationship. And that's why it's so difficult.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I'll pull the lyrics back up.
What?
Dying once seemed so heroic to me, giving this body for a people in need. Now I realize there's nothing to see but dirt and decay. Honest to goodness. So I literally hit this point. So I used to always feel like that. Like, you know, I was going to go in the mission field and I was going to, you know, it was this big dramatic thing in my head. And now I'm angry because I have a cold shower. You know what I mean? Like but I got to that point where I felt so low. I felt so depressed. And it was so dark to me that there was nothing to see but dirt and decay. I was feeling very much like that. Interestingly enough, it was when I don't even know how to word it. Like, I said to my friend that I was talking to that I abandoned faith.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't. It's hard to say that because when God has you, you're not going anywhere. Like, He's got you, and it doesn't matter like how angry you are or how hard things get or how much you feel like, you know, I don't want anything to do with you. Like, He's there and He's got you because He's stronger than all of it. And so in that sense, in the sense of God, He had me. But in the sense of me being turned toward Him and having Him too, I didn't. I was completely gone away from it. And it was the darkest point of my life. And I would never want to return to it. Although I do find that it had a lot of value to it because I can see, okay, if certain patterns continue, that's where they lead. And it's made me a much wiser woman and a kinder woman in some senses because I have more empathy toward people that are going through different things.
You're a much kinder woman. You're a much kinder woman. And you're a much more useful Christian.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I would agree with that. There's a lot of things that I just didn't. I don't know, but it was an interesting time because even though it was super dark and super hard, like, you guys were there for me. I mean, obviously, Vinny, we're together and we go through it all, but at the same time, like, it was you and I were always like spiritual counterparts, I guess you could say. And so when I felt so dark, it was hard, like, because I wanted like that connection with the two of us the way it was, and just wasn't there. And, you know, I'm like, you know, journeying my way back to it now. But I had the channel and the people on the channel, and I felt like even if I came out and said, I've decided I'm a witch. You know what I mean? Like, and whatever that means, like, and if I was like completely all into it, I feel like that, you know, I would still be loved and accepted by the crew. And
of course you would.
And that was super meaningful to me to be like in this space, I was able to be angry. I was able to all that stuff. Like, I've been all those things on this channel. I've been angry. I've been petty. I've been happy. I've been sad. Like, all of my emotions have been on this channel. And it's the only space that I've ever felt like, I guess, like, I don't know, like, really, like I could be kind of more myself. Except for when I was streaming alone the other night at the beginning. I was like, there's too many thumbs down. But aside from that, so I really appreciate you guys.
You're convinced they were down thumbing you.
Oh, I am. I'm like, oh my gosh, Vinny, this is not good. Like, the channel doesn't want just me on here.
They were not down thumbing because of you.
I needed more questions. People needed to ask me questions. Anyway, so.
Sori's already a witch. Depends on who you ask, bitch.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's true. But okay, so I liked the parts when he was saying, like, don't let this take me, split me wide open, rip me from the stars. But life can do that. It can do that. Like, if you don't have a good support system, or you don't have whether that be like friends or spiritual support or all of that stuff, like those things, like, life can really like feel like it's splitting you wide open. but all of life, the one thing that I've been considering about everything is that all of life is a lesson to be learned, and there's something to gain from it, and losses come, devastations come, joys come, sorrows come. Like, all of emotions are felt within the canvas of our lives, and every stroke is worth so much, even when it's super painful. Like, I look back and I think that we can make meaning a lot of out of situations that can sometimes feel so dark and meaningless. But as of late, I've been able to use my experiences with other women. You know, been talking to a couple different women in, you know, horrible circumstances and situations, and rape and abuse, and like, because I had been through different things, I was able to share it with these women and talk to them and help them. And I, you know, whether they take my advice or not, I don't know, but they, you know, in their discussion with me, they're saying, well, yeah, this has already happened, or this is how bad it's gotten, or whatever. And so like, I know now, because I walked certain trails, I know where they lead. And so you can say, okay, this is where this is headed. You know, because human nature is the same almost everywhere. So it's like, you can see things. And for me, like, being able to help someone else in a situation the same or worse or less than mine is the most meaningful thing to me ever. And if my pain was going to bring that forward, then I say my pain has been worth it.
Yeah, it's one of the advantages of our
channel
and religion.
Yes. Yep.
Is that there's a guarantee as a Christian, you know, that you're, and I understand you're saying, yeah, that's assuming it's true. I get it. What I'm saying is, even the idea that you can believe none of your pain is going to be wasted.
Yeah. Yep.
None of your tears are going to be wasted. Everything is going to be, you know, it's like you say about the Native Americans, like they use the entire animal, right? Like, everything in your life is going to be, you know, used to bring about the world we're all trying to create, and we don't even know what type of world. The ideal, what we're trying to create, is just God's kingdom. And so you get this really cool kind of template that says all your suffering has purpose, value, and meaning, and that your job is just to figure out what it is. There's no question that's the truth. Now it's, let's find the specific. And then once people get there, man, they handle suffering. I mean, it's not, you know, a one-to-one thing, but they handle suffering a lot better. You know, I remember I was in a really hard time when I was in Houston. I remember a particular situation was really, really hard with homegirl. And I was just like so hurt. I opened my Bible randomly, obviously went to Isaiah 53, and it said, out of the anguish of his soul he shall see and be satisfied. And the Lord just said to me, like, what's true for the head is true for the body. Like, when this is all over, you're going to turn around and say what you said. Like, this was worth this. I'd say I wouldn't change a thing. And I would genuinely mean I wouldn't change a thing. Like, when this is all over and we see the ramifications and what God has done with our numerous or various sufferings. I mean, even like just being able to get a friend like Dan who knows what I'm talking about. Like, if I have like a bad memory or something and I just shoot it to him, like, he knows, you know, whereas everybody else, like, there's always this like weird progression, like, no disrespect, but there's always this like weird progression of like, you could tell they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? They can tell you understand what you're going through, and it's like they're trying, but they just, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So,
yep.
I really, really, really like the song. Plus, there's a big group hug happening in the chat. So, there you go. Shout out to the big homie Ryan. Glad to see you here, man. Glad to see you. I've watched a few of her videos. I'll dig that one up when we tap out here tonight.
So, what do you give this song?
It is both traumatic and cathartic to embrace that everything we have experienced, especially the things that cause extreme happiness and extreme pain, made us who we are. Yes, but I'm going to push it a little bit farther. There's a line in the Bible from Paul, and Paul is this like super evangelist, whatever. He was a real deal. Never took a salary, that type of guy, and he just got the shit kicked out of him every day. And he's in this prison. He's writing a letter to one of the guys he's mentoring, and he says, "I bear all things for the sake of the elect." I think that's a really important concept. Yes, it made me who I am, but I also suffer for Dan.
Yeah.
I suffered for Dan so that when we intersected,
oh, absolutely,
we could find each other, and
absolutely.
he suffered for me.
Yep.
So that when I was in that situation, saying, looking up to God and saying, I'm by myself, nobody can relate to this specific thing, and I'm telling you, the shit that me and this dude went through was fucking unique. You know, people always say, oh, yeah, you know, you've seen him when you see it all. No. Like, the shit that Dan, you know, if you, there hasn't been a time when Dan has really, like, broke shit down to me that I haven't, like, gone off and cried after the conversation.
Oh.
Just because I know how it feels and I know how lonely it is. And I know, like, especially you have kids. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know it's an impossible situation to win it. So it's like, I'm glad now that I got, you know, that's he's like, honestly, he's reason number like 45,000 that I wouldn't change anything that happened. Mm-hmm. Your reason 1 through 49,599. You gotta save some room for the babies. But subhanallah, that's I would have done all that times 58. I'd have lost I anything. So, you know, being here in this situation with you, like being with you and the kids, we get this family, like it's crazy. Like I just came up in a broken home, broken family. Like I'm realizing more and more every day, and it's because of you. Really, it's because of you. Like you really taught me, like this shit right here, our family unit. Like you really taught me that shit. Like I had it down in the sense of in the way that I knew how. Right? Like the way that I knew how, it's like anybody fucks with you, and I'll kill them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? But like now, it's so different, and you changed so many things in such a short period of time.
It's crazy because we've both taught each other so much about family. Like you said, you grew up in a broken family. I grew up in a family that wasn't broken but was broken.
Yeah.
My family was very together, but there was a lot of hidden brokenness, and so I was acclimated to that level of family, but I desired and craved for something more. And when I became a part of this family, the chaos of the truthfulness and everything was hard. But now I wouldn't change it for anything. And I'm like so glad that our family is our family. Like I really feel like we're the luckiest people on the planet. No offense to anybody else in their families, but
I know
what we have. And,
I know.
You know, like I just showed you that picture when I went downstairs and Dorian's dead tired. He's sleeping on the chair. He's all covered up. And all the other 3 kids are sitting on the bed and they're having like, you know, when they have like their kind of serious talks.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they were kind of talking and it was just, I just loved seeing that. Like those moments, I don't know, just super, super special.
They are. And you know, it's hard as a parent to see your kids hurt. Yeah, that was kind of like the hardest thing for me about the whole situation. You know, seeing your kids hurt, but at the same time, man, they're the most fucking incredible kids on the planet, bro.
I know.
Like
we know that their situations formed them.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
They're as deep as they are because, you know, Zoe is creating all this art right now because we have the is it a PFT?
Yeah, the NFTs. Yeah.
NFTs.
Yeah.
And she's creating all kinds of art, and anytime she sends me a piece of art, I'm always looking for the grace in it because you did that Bible lesson on grace and how like it is the goodness that is in all of us, and it's given to us by God. We don't deserve it, but He gives it to us. And so she'll, you know, she might draw a picture of a sad girl, but the sad girl is wearing a cross. Mm-hmm. and then there'll be light coming in from the window or something, like, so you're seeing that she's working through her own teenage emotions, but that she has this glow of grace in it, and that God's light is even in her art, you know what I mean? So it's just it's an amazing thing,
Yeah, it is. But yeah, we
who knows what God has in store, Jay?
Yeah, who knows? I came from a broken which now I'm able to be thankful for. The fractures are where some of my strongest strengths came from. That may sound weird.
No, it doesn't sound weird at all.
Well, like, Sadie's a perfect example. Like, Sadie got on here a couple days ago and bravely fucking... It was an all-time moment on the show.
It really was.
It really was. It was an all-time moment on the show. And
honestly, I got like a new respect for your little tiny picture. Because we see your little picture all the time, and I'm like, you don't like know people. You got kind of like conversations that go back and forth. But after you did that talk, I was like... It was empowering, because there's not like a lot of times that women get to speak about things that are going on with them in such a powerful way. And I just really appreciated that.
Yeah, again, that's one of those suffering all things for the sake of the elect. Because I guarantee you, because of what she said, some dude is going to be like, you know what? I probably shouldn't. Or some girl's going to be like, you know what? I probably shouldn't.
Oh, absolutely.
And if that's one fucking person... Then the
worth
entire channel, and everything if God said, I'm going to set this entire thing up for that one girl in Nebraska somewhere, bro, that's fucking worth it, bro. But she had to get up there. She had to get up there and say that shit.
Yep.
But it couldn't have come from external compulsion. Mm-hmm. And she's very like, you could tell when she talks that she's very thoughtful.
Yes.
And she doesn't waste shit.
Yep.
And the timing is also very like.
Yep. I agree with that.
And so 100%. It's like, it's a crazy thing where she's, we would say she's in tune to the Holy Spirit, right? And she's being guided by the Holy Spirit to say stuff. Mm-hmm. That's a nomenclature we use. And again, if she would have got on there and said, yeah, my life was all rainbows and cupcakes and all this shit, ain't life grand, we'd all be like, yeah. But
right.
I mean,
right. Good for you, but
yeah, exactly. I mean,
you can't relate here.
Yeah,
this is a metal channel.
A bunch of metal songs about but she came out and but the thing about her is like one more thing. I know Sadie's probably uncomfortable people talking about her, but she didn't let it beat her, because the way that those people beat you, or those spirits, or whatever you want to, the way they beat you is by turning you into this bitter, angry, whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, I talk about pacifism as like theology, but Sadie is like a social media pacifist.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Sadie, can you send an email? Because I want to exchange phone numbers with you.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to chat more.
For sure. All right. Now, this is my brother, the big homie Dan. The sexy beast. So go for it, Dan. What do you got, buddy? What do you got to add to this song, sir?
Okay, so like I said in the comments before, like when I heard this song, man, I was like, holy shit, this was like written about, felt like it was written about my life.
Yeah.
And Sori saying about the whole, not seeing any sunshine and, only seeing the death and decay. I felt like that was, me in my, protector and caretaker role. And it took me a very long time to only see that there was death and decay and to get the fuck out.
In that relationship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And those are your...
like, the whole jihad, aspect of the song felt like me taking everything on my shoulders from that, like, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But me bearing everything, trying to hold in that rage that comes from that, and not like exploding, and So that song hit me really hard, dude. When I heard it, I was like, wow.
Yeah, man. I can imagine, because it's like I said, when you're in the situations that you and I are in, you feel alone. And quite frankly, you're probably, numerically speaking, alone as far as like your immediate vicinity, because the shit that was happening was just so creative. That's what I say.
I know.
You know, Paul said inventors of evil.
I know.
But I'm glad that you're still here, bro. And I'm glad I'm still here too, man. And I'm glad that we're around, and none of that shit's going to get wasted, bro. Trust and believe. None of that shit's going to get wasted for sure.
Nah.
What do you give the song?
Oh, it's a 10 for me, dude.
It's a 10 for me. It's a 10. What did you give the song?
It's strange because I think because of the topic and where the song went, I think it's going to be a silent count for me.
Because it's too deep to even rate.
Yeah, it's just deep. It's very, very deep.
Yeah. For me, it's a 10.5. Just because, to me, it's like almost like a song of like victory. Because I'm not out of the woods. I'm not out of the fucking woods. But
yeah,
Bro,
I am closer.
Every day, man.
Right, I am closer to out of the woods, and I'm a lot more confident now, especially considering our crew in our community. And I'm so happy to hear you reach out for Sadie's number. Like, I'm just really, really glad for all you guys. So, yeah, I agree, Dan. 10. I put it at 10.5. Soraya gave it a silent count. Shout out to all you guys, man. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We did this for 3 hours. It was only 4 or 5 songs and it was 3 hours. I'm sorry, guys. It is what it is. We ramble. What can you do?
Dude, what brought me onto you guys was the long form factor discussions in the first place. And most of the people that are here are OGs. That's what they're here for, man. Don't be sorry.
Gang. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. When we first started the channel, I was like, babe, you have got to shorten it down, man. This is going way too long. I was like, we have to be like 10 minutes, 15 at the most.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't do it. He just kept talking and talking, and then people seemed to like it. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. As long as the channel is growing. And
Wait, no!
All you slack motherfuckers in the chat that haven't hit the like button, hit the fucking like button.
That's right. Listen to Dan.
We're gonna leave on that note, bitches. You too, Ryan. Hit the like button.
Everybody, please hit the like button.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Have a happy Halloween. Happy birthday to Kev. Happy birthday to Ian. God almighty. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you guys need to stop committing 15 penalties a game. Subhanallah. So I'm out of here, guys. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.